Okay, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how webhooks work inside of SureContact. To get started, we're going to create an automation. So on the left-hand side, we'll go to Automations, we'll go to Workflows, create a new workflow, we'll give it a name. Now, as I put this together here, what is a workflow? Well, a workflow is an automation that has triggers and actions, meaning something triggers something to happen, and then we do something inside of SureContact or outside of SureContact. So in terms of webhooks, there are inbound webhooks, which send data to SureContact, and there are outbound webhooks that send data out of SureContact. Pretty straightforward, right? So the first one we're going to talk about is an inbound webhook. Inbound webhooks can take on various different forms. You might have an inbound webhook for many different reasons. An easy example would be a newsletter signup. Maybe on your website you've embedded a little form, or maybe you have a pop-up, something that says sign up for our newsletter. So I'll use that as an example here. I'm going to add a trigger. My trigger is going to be webhooks, and I'm going to choose an incoming webhook, right? That's the only thing that can trigger something to happen is receiving data. You're going to be given a webhook URL. It looks scarier than it is. We just want to copy it and take it to our tool that we're using for signups that can send a webhook to our inbound webhook. I'm going to use ConvertBox as a great example. This is what I use for all of my opt-ins. Under integrations is where I can add a webhook. So I'll say webhooks, and I put the webhook URL that I want to send here. If the tool that you're using has this feature, and most typically do, sometimes they don't, sometimes you actually have to send an actual submission, but tools like this have a send test feature where I can click send a test, and I'm sending placeholder data over to the webhook URL. Coming into our webhook URL, we're in test mode. Basically, there's a countdown timer that says, hey, we need to catch some data. And we did. I sent a test and we caught data. If I open this up here, we can see that test data was sent over by ConvertBox. They fill in some test data for us, but the big one is first name, last name, and email, right? There's our test data. That's really what we need. Now, the identifier type here in SureContact is basically saying, well, how do I know who this information is associated with, or who should I associate this information with? In this case, really easy. We're just going to use email address. So if the person doesn't exist, we're going to create them. And if they do exist, because there's an email address that matches the one we just received, it's going to find that person and make any updates if we sent other fields. Chances are, if they already exist, we have the fields already, so nothing bad will happen. It won't ruin anything. It'll just say, oh, okay, I know who this goes with. So let's go ahead and find our contact identifier path. This is basically telling SureContact where in our data is their email address. Really easy to see here. We just expand out our test field that we have here, and we can see this little term right here inside of, it's got a little circle. It's like a little badge here. They say email, video, refer, etc. This is the data that you sent over your webhook from your other platform. It'll be different for every tool. In most cases, email is just called email. Sometimes it's called contact email, but you want to find what this says. In this case, mine says email, and then it proceeds to give me the email address. So in the contact identifier path, I just want to type the word email. That's what's coming over. Now, what happens if this contact does not exist inside of SureContact? That is going to happen often when you're doing something like an email newsletter opt-in. Well, then we would simply check the box to create the contact if they are not found. And that's it. We're going to hit save. Now, a great way to test if this is working, if I close this little notification and hit save here, I'm going to activate my workflow. Okay, my workflow has now been activated. And now I just want to simply test if sending data over this webhook is going to create a user. So I'll come back into my tool. I'll send another test. I'll come back into SureContact. I'm going to go to the CRM, and now I'm going to go to contacts. You can see here, it actually did send over that data. And interestingly, SureContact did a good job of pulling in more data than I told it to. It actually brought in the first name and the last name of the user. That's pretty good. It mapped that data automatically. Most tools won't do that. I never mapped that data inside of SureContact, but it sent it. Now, an alternate way of getting the contact identifier path is to click in here and put the @ sign. With the @ sign in, you can see we have the data that came in over our webhook. In this case, email, refer, last name, all that data, right? We can just click email and click insert, and you can see it did exactly what I did just by typing it in. Now, you got to be careful. I did that insert option and it put a space there. So if you notice a space gets inserted there, go ahead and remove that. That can stop it from working. Now let's go ahead down to the email path, the first name path, and the last name path, and let's map that data in the exact same way. I'll put the @ sign again for the email path, and I'll just choose email and click insert. It put that space in again, so let's be careful. Now I can do the same thing for the first name path and the last name path. I'll put the @ sign and I'll choose first name, insert. Delete that extra space if it did it for you. We can do the same thing. We can put the @ sign and just choose last name. Click insert, delete the extra space if we got it. So there we have it. We have mapped all of the fields into our CRM that essentially matter for our demo here. We have their email, their first name, and their last name. And if they don't exist, a contact is created. We'll go ahead and hit save on that. Now we need to add an action. Let's go ahead and add a tag for our newsletter. So I'll go to contact management and I'll say add a tag. Let's pretend that my tag that I want to add is tag A. I never created a newsletter tag in this demo. So I'll go ahead and click save on that. So now when data comes in over the webhook, I've mapped it to a user. So I either find the user or I create them or contact. And now we're going to add a tag, pretending that's my newsletter tag. Pretty simple. I'll go ahead and click save on this, and then I'll click activate to activate my workflow. Now I'll come back into ConvertBox and let's go ahead and just create a test. All right, I sent a test. I'm going to come back over into SureContact. Under CRM on the left, I'm going to go to contacts. And now we can see here's our user. It brought in their name, John Smith, their email address, and look, it tagged them tag A. Okay, so now we have received a webhook and we can do anything inside of SureContact workflows with that webhook data. Now let's talk about something cool. Let's talk about being able to send a webhook. Let's go ahead and create a new workflow. This one will be our outgoing webhook demo. We'll create that. We'll add a trigger. Now the reasons why you would send a webhook will vary. So the triggers for the automations will vary. But in this case, let's pretend that I'm going to use this tool to send a webhook to Zapier to tell Zapier, go ahead and invite this person into my private community inside of Circle. Okay, that's pretty easy to do. We'll go ahead and we'll add a trigger. Let's pretend that the trigger is coaching client. So I'm going to add a tag. And for this one, we'll just use my test tag because I don't have a coaching client tag. So we'll go ahead and say when they get tagged as a coaching client for our little pretend example, we'll say, well, we want to send a webhook over to Zapier. So let's go ahead and go to integration, send webhook. Terrific. Now, when we received a webhook, SureContact gave us the URL that we should send data to. Because we're sending a webhook, we now need to get the URL from the other tool that we're using so that we can send that data on. In this case, let's go ahead and go to Zapier. So we're going to choose a trigger. Our trigger is going to be a webhook, and we're going to choose an event. We're going to catch a hook. We'll hit continue, and we'll hit continue again. And with this test section here, they're going to give us our webhook URL. This is just exactly the inverse of what we did before. So I'm going to paste in my webhook URL from Zapier, and I'm going to select a method. We're going to post data to that webhook, and the body type will be, in almost every case, JSON or JSON. These are terms you'll hear, things like key value pairs, parameters, body type, HTTP method, right? Don't be scared by any of it. We're just posting here using JSON. So let's add our body parameters. The key is going to be pretty easy. Let's keep it simple. We'll say the key for email is. Now here's where we put the value. We do the @ sign. The interface here is not too great. There's no indication you would use the @ sign, but we're going to do it. We're going to put the @ sign there, and we're going to choose our contact email. Remove the space that they insert there. This is basically saying to this webhook, we're going to send a key. The key is the email, and the value is the person's email. And so when Zapier catches it, Zapier is going to know, oh, I'm looking for email, and that's the person's email. Let's add another parameter. Let's add 2 more. Let's do first name. We'll do first_name, and we'll do last_name. The values for these two, respectively, will be the first and last names of the contact. So we're just going to find those values, delete the space, hit the @ sign, find the last name, insert, delete the space. Terrific. Let's go ahead and hit save on that. So now that our automation is kind of ready to go, one of the things that you'll notice here inside of SureContact is that they don't have the ability to send a test. I hope they add that. That's something that you saw was super handy for mapping the data from my ConvertBox over to SureContact. So now I have to basically save this and activate it and add our test tag to somebody to fire it. So let's come over to contacts. Let's come over to our test data here. I'm going to go into John Smith here and pretend that he is a client who needs access to my coaching community. So I'm going to go to the tag section up at the top. I'm going to add a new tag. I'm going to add the test tag, and I'm going to hit save. Now I'm coming back over to Zapier because Zapier's like, I'm waiting. Where's my data? I'll test my trigger. Now it's going to show you a test record. Here it is. Test record, email, first name, last name. Worked perfectly. So let's continue with this record. Now our action here in Zapier is just like our action was inside of SureContact. We're going to tell Zapier what the data is. So I'll look for, let's pretend we're attaching them to Circle. Inside of Circle, I'm going to choose an event. Let's just say invite member, keep it simple. I'll go ahead and hit continue. We're just going to map their data here. Inside of Zapier, you can click this plus symbol. It's going to catch the email here. We're going to put email. I'll find their name and I'll just insert first name, and then I'll put a space and I'll insert their last name. Cool. And there's their name. Now, if I hit continue, I can test this. It'll pass it along just like it would before, but that's the gist of sending our webhook. So if you're not familiar with webhooks, now you are. That's really all there is to it at the core of simple webhook utilization for both receiving and sending a webhook through SureContact. And as you saw, webhooks are sort of universal in how they're used. There is always a key and a value, right? Someone's email and the value of that email, what it is. And all these tools kind of work the same in how they send and receive webhooks. There's subtle differences and little nuances in how the interfaces operate, but webhooks have been around a really long time and they're pretty foundational to how different things connect together. If you have any questions about webhooks, by all means, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you're looking for more assistance with your tech stack, check out Convology Plus. It's my tech help community and membership. I'll put a link down below in the description. And if you pick up SureContact through my affiliate link, also down below in the description, you can get a 14-day free trial into the community to get some help with your tech stack.